would you do if a demon entered your home and started terrorizing you and your family? Well, today we are going to be talking about situations in which this happened in real life. From real life possessions to sleep paralysis demons. Let's talk about this and more only in today's video. Starting off this countdown, we have the haunting encounters. Several years ago, a guy named Eric and his family were haunted by a number of demons. The first appeared in the form of a little girl. One night he woke up to see a young girl walking down his hallway. As it reached his doorway, it turned to him and gave him a great big smile. She then continued walking down the hallway and headed to Eric's parents' room. So Eric leaped up and ran after her. He burst into his parents' room, but the girl had disappeared. Another incident occurred another time late at night. Eric was sleeping when he heard his brother come up the stairs. He then heard his brother enter their shared room and head on over to the closet. That's when he started opening and closing the closet door. Eric sat up to look at his brother, and that's when he realized that it definitely was not his brother. Standing near the closet was a tall man. Eric whipped on the lights and the man disappeared. His brother was fast asleep in his bed next to him the whole time. Now, I don't know about you, but if that was me, I would pack my bags and be out of there ASAP. In our ninth spot, we have the sleep paralysis demon. An online artist that goes by the name Christo Bet stirred up a lot of attention after posting a drawing of her sleep paralysis demon. According to her, she has an overly active imagination and often experiences sleep paralysis and sleep distress. Every time she does, she sees this creature lurking in the corner of her bedroom. It's always this demon, never any other one. Apparently one time this demon crawled up onto her bed and stuck his tongue down her throat. She woke up gagging and choking. This demon has been haunting her ever since she was little. She decided to finally draw it to try and take control of it, rather than continue to feel victimized. Honestly, if I saw that thing in my room every night, I would never sleep again. In our 8th spot, we have Latoya Ammons. This is the very controversial case that shocked many. In fact, it was a story that was all over the news. Back in 2014, Latoya and her kids moved into a new home. Before they knew it, odd things started happening around their house. It started with a lot of black flies being around the house. It was in the middle of the winter. From there, the family started to see shadowy figures lurking around. Often at midnight, Latoya would hear loud footsteps banging up the basement stairs, and then hear the basement door creak open. However, no one was ever there. It got worse when one of her daughters got possessed. One night she heard screams coming from her daughter's room. When she ran in, she saw her daughter levitating above her bed. 3 days later, all 3 of her children became possessed. They say that they were possessed by this imaginary friend that they saw. Their eyes would be bulged and they spoke in deep voices, all that typical possession stuff. At one point, one of their kids literally walked up the wall, just like in The Exorcist. Sadly, no one believed Latoya for the longest time. When a priest finally came into her house, he confirmed it was being possessed by a demon. Thankfully, the priest was able to cast out all the evil inside of them and the house. Coming in at number 7, we have the Golem demon. According to them, when they were 17, they had a creepy encounter with a demon. He woke up in the middle of the night thirsty and went to the kitchen to get some water. While there, he turned on the light only to see a demon in the kitchen watching him. He described the demon as being like a large golem-looking creature, Gollum from Lord of the Rings, yeah. It then screeched in his face and crawled up one of the walls and into the darkness. Now this dude decided to go back into his room and just stayed there with the lights on for the rest of the night, which is insane to me. Like, he literally saw a massive demon in his house and he didn't flee. Like I said, if I ever see a ghost or demon, I'm running for my life. Moving on to number 6, we have the haunted house. This next individual claims that his house is haunted by a number of demons. It all started when he was 8 or 9. He was in his room when all of a sudden he saw a figure standing in the corner of his room. The second time he saw the figure was much more recently, a couple years ago. He was at home when he started to hear someone talking. He was home alone, but he could hear a female and a male talking to each other. After that, the demons started to taunt and talk to him. One time he came home and opened the door and heard this female demon say, "Oh, he's home," followed by a creepy laughter coming from his room. Another time, he has heard the male demon scream at the top of his lungs trying to torment him. Being scared, he hid under his blanket only to hear the demon say, "Do what you want, we know you're still there." We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the sister and the dog. One night, this next individual woke up randomly to see a dark figure standing at the foot of their bed. Now she shared this bed with her sister and their dog, who would sleep at the foot of the bed. Being petrified, she tried to wake up her sister, but instead her sister just rolled over, and upon doing so she accidentally nudged the dog, and the dog woke up. The dog then saw the figure and started growling at it. Then finally her sister woke up and she also saw the figure. When they turned on the lights, the figure disappeared. At first you might think, okay, maybe the one sister was going through sleep paralysis. But for the dog and the other sister to see this figure as well? No honey, that's when you know what they saw was real and not a dream. In our 4th spot, we have Old Skin. Several years ago, this woman kept having the same dreams over and over again. It was about an old man who called himself Old Skin. In the dreams, he would be running away from a pack of wolves, but eventually they would catch up to him and rip him to pieces. While doing so, he would narrate what was happening to him in 3rd person. So he would be saying things like, "Old Skin's being eaten alive," "Old Skin's gonna die." One time she woke up from her dream feeling super creeped out, so she decided to vent to her brother about it. But before she could finish telling him the dream he said, was his name Old Skin? So the siblings were having the exact same reoccurring dreams. It seems as if they were being haunted by a demon named Old Skin. In our 3rd spot today, we have the Sallie House. The Sallie House is a home in Kansas said to be haunted by a demon who likes to disguise itself as a little girl. In the early 90s, Deborah and Tony Pickman began renting this house. That's when they started to hear unexplained voices, their lights would flicker, and they would see apparitions. Sometimes even strange scratches or burns would show up on their bodies. This all has been blamed on a ghost of a young girl named Sally. The former renter's daughter even claimed that she used to see and hear Sally. Well, later it was found that satanic rituals once took place in the house's basement, leading them to believe that Sally is actually a demon in disguise as a young girl. In our 2nd spot, we have the shower curtain. Is it just me, or do you guys also whip open the shower curtain if it's closed to make sure that there's no ghosts or robbers hiding in your house? Just me? Okay. Well, when this next individual was 14, he was in the bathroom brushing his teeth before bed when he saw the shower curtain move. He thought his brother was in there trying to scare him, so he whipped it open and yelled, "Saw you!" But when he opened it, it was not his brother in there. Instead, it was a ghostly lady. The woman was in her late 20s to early 30s and had big red cut marks and scars all over her body. He screamed and ran out of the bathroom. When his brother went to go check out what he saw, the lady was gone. And that must have really traumatized him. And in our number 1 spot today, we have Daniel the Demon. Now this case will forever haunt me. On August 15th, 2016, Austin Harif left his house trying to get away from a demon named Daniel. That's when he somehow ended up in a couple's garage. He later woke up next to their dead bodies. Austin had killed the couple and tried to eat their faces. But according to Austin, he only remembers fleeing from the demon, being in the garage, and then hearing the woman scream. He said he grabbed a machete he found in the garage, but doesn't know why he killed her or the husband. When police found Austin, it took a number of deputies, stun guns, and bites from a police dog to get him off of the couple. Reports show that Austin was not on any drugs at the time of the incident. His mom also claims that earlier that day she walked in on Austin trying to drink oil, and he was also unaware that he was doing this. So is this a real case of demonic possession? Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Let me know in the comments below if you've had any spooky encounters like anyone on this list. And now, speaking of comments, let's move on to our comment shoutout portion. I'll be shouting out comments from the video Top 10 Terrifying Things Recovered from Yellowstone Volcano. Hughes Num 3 commented, they're making fun of me. That would sing songs to sailors. Yeah, I know, a lot of people were like, you can't even say sailors. I don't know why I was going sailors. But also, if I'm reading a bunch of scripts per day, words just blah, 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 you know? Words just aren't words anymore at this point. So that's really funny though. I'm doing it again. I want to go sailor, but it's not. It's sailor. Wow, sailor. Jeez, it's throwing me off. Can't even say it. Scary Stories at 2 a.m. commented, another good one. Thank you very much. Tell me a good story at 2 a.m. And DJ Cool Dude commented, awesome dude. No, You're awesome, dude. Thanks. Alright guys, that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see ya when I see ya.